أناجي الحق في ليل بهيم أصدق النجوى وأدعو الله من قلب سليم يطلب التقوى أناجي الحق في ليل بهيم أصدق النجوى وأدعو الله من قلب سليم يطلب التقوى.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Ahlan wa sahlan wa marhaban bikum, and welcome to another edition of Perspective. My name is Faizel Patel. Bibi Amina Firdaus Khurib Fakim is a Mauritian biodiversity scientist. On the 1st of June, the government of Mauritius designated Amina Khurib Fakim as the Indian Ocean Islands nation's new president. Khurib Fakim's designation sees her become Mauritius' first female president, the third on the African continent, and it's not the only barrier that she looks set to break. Now, to tell us more in studio, we have Haroon Noormahomed, who will give us more perspective on Amina's appointment as president of Mauritius, because he actually attended her inauguration. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and welcome to Perspective.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thank you for inviting.
Absolute pleasure. First and foremost, tell us a little bit about Amina Khurib Fakim, about the person that she is, her background, where she comes from, that sort of stuff.
Amina Khurib Fakim comes from a very humble background. Father is a teacher living. She's a scientist by profession. Simple, human, good friend of mine. That's why me and my wife were invited to attend her inauguration. As a woman, she's an inspiration. As a Muslim, she's an inspiration. She holds various academic qualifications where if you look into Google, it will be inspiring. She's brilliant.
Absolutely. Now, coming on to her inauguration in Mauritius, you said you were invited to the event. It must have been a big, huge event. The first female president of Mauritius, only third in the continent of Africa. A little about the inauguration?
The inauguration was held after Jummah on the 5th of June, which was very limited at the presidential state, at the guest house, and the cabinet, her family, my wife and me, and a few of her friends. Mm-hmm. Traditionally, after that, on Sunday, they invite the Mauritian public for a garden party. Mm. So it's a two-way inauguration. One is the official inauguration where she takes the ceremonial, and then she meets the people of Mauritius. About 6,000-7,000 people come to the huge state guest house to come and meet their president. Also, one must bear in mind that the Muslim population of Mauritius is about 14%. Against all odds, she comes out to be the president, probably because of her academic achievements. The inauguration is like a fairy tale story.
Yes.
Her simplicity was when she told me on a Tuesday night, Haroon, I'm getting inaugurated Friday. It's on me. Please, I want to see you here. Otherwise, she could have, who am I? It shows the character of Amina. Also, one must bear in mind that the idea of this program here is that she's a leader. The woman, for men, we must embrace her. She's one of us. She's a scientist. She's now a leader of a country. We need it. We must look into her. The young girls, she's a mother. She has parents. And she's a president. and she's academic qualified, and she's leading. So what better inspiration you want?
Absolutely. You were saying that you met her when she came to South Africa. Maybe just give us a little description for our viewers. How did you actually get to meet her before she became president of Mauritius? I understand that she came here to South Africa as part of the African Union on scientists that come to the country.
She's not a politician. She's an academic person.
Yes.
In fact, she sacrificed her whole life, not even going into private business, just till of late. She was heading the African Union Scientific Division.
Yes.
So she has been frequently visiting South Africa. Somehow by accident or by destiny, I met her, and then we created a family bondage over the years. And Amina and the family, we became one.
Of course.
So, you know what, this was an accidental president.
Absolutely. Okay, now, becoming the first female president again of Mauritius, the third on the continent, there must be a lot of pressure on her, to deliver. There's expectations from the population of Mauritius. What's the pressure like being that now that she's become president of Mauritius?
She's an intelligent woman.
Yes.
Academically, she's able to handle the pressure.
Yes.
Another advantage of her, if you're looking at the woman, the Indo-Pakistan woman, if you look at Indira Gandhi, daughter of Nehru, Benazir Bhutto, daughter of Zulfikar Bhutto, Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, daughter running Bangladesh. Amina's father was a teacher.
Yes, yes.
So the humbleness comes from that.
Of course, yeah.
And her father is also Mutali of a mosque.
Of course.
The photos which I think you'll see towards the end, you'll be able to make out a family background.
Of course, absolutely.
What more can I say? My idea is that everyone must go into Google, look into Amina Gharib Fakim. She's one of us. We must embrace her. Let her lead us. This is history in the making.
Absolutely. Okay. Amina Gharib Fakim is, like you mentioned, hasn't been in politics before. But do you think she has the experience, the will, and the tenacity to be an effective president?
She's a ceremonial president, so she'll have a lot of time by herself. She's not a political president.
Yes.
So she's thinking of taking Mauritius to on the environment, on the green. She's a farmer, she's a geologist, she's a scientist. She's a treasure of Mauritius, and she's a treasure to the Ummah.
Absolutely.
Why shouldn't she be?
Now, you're mentioning ceremonial president. Now, for our viewers, they don't know. Maybe just expound a little bit on ceremonial.
Ceremonial president means that she hasn't got a political role, but she can dismiss parliament. She's the commander-in-chief of the Mauritius army, whatnot, but she's not politically involved.
Politically involved. Okay, with regards...
She's in for a term of 5 years, starting from 2015 to 2020.
2020. With regards to the people that have embraced her, was there any opposition? Was there any sort of apprehension towards her becoming the first female president of Mauritius?
First female Muslim president of Mauritius. Obviously, there was probably opposition among our ranks, but I think people of Mauritius, what I seen on Sunday, were very happy, and especially being from a Muslim woman, the Muslim community felt good. Why not?
No, absolutely. Now, with regards to, let's just go back slightly. Obviously, we know now that she's been inaugurated as the president of Mauritius. But how did the whole voting process work? Maybe give our viewers an idea. How many political parties there were? How did the people vote? When did they vote? And, when did the whole process of the election take place?
I think the election took place 7 months before. Amina was nominated by a party for reasons best known. And subsequently, the party won the majority.
Yes.
Constitutionally, the president had not to retire.
Yes.
So Amina was supposed to come in as president of Mauritius in 2017.
Yes.
Somehow, the president resigned on June the 2nd or 3rd, and she was asked to be sworn in.
Of course.
She was elected by the party to lead to become the president. So she was sworn in on June the 5th. And the party which she represents, I think they are the majority party at present ruling Mauritius.
Okay. Now, the party, what is the name of the party that
I think it's MMS.
MMS.
Yeah, but I'm not too sure. I haven't gone. I was more concerned about Amina, but I think it's MMS. Although the media, but I can check on it.
No, absolutely. With regards to the population, we were speaking earlier about of Mauritius. You were saying there's a lot of people that's a Muslim in Mauritius. What is the other nationalities that make up the Mauritian population?
Mauritian population, I think it's 85% Hindus. Maybe we are about 13 or 12%. And then obviously some others. We are the minorities as Muslims. But it's a happy people. There's no been tensions. Freedom of religion is there. A lot of mosques, a lot of madrasas. Alhamdulillah. Okay. We are blessed.
All right. This evening we're speaking to Haroon Noormahomed. He was invited to the inauguration of the Mauritian president, and her name is Amina Gurib Fakim, and we're going to continue speaking to him. Absolutely brilliant topic. The first female president of Mauritius and only the third on the continent of Africa. And she's a scientist, and she's been inaugurated as a ceremonial president, like Haroon explained. Stay tuned to Perspective. After the break, we will continue speaking about this female president who's got big plans for this island country. Stay tuned to Perspective.
أصدق النجوى وأدعو الله من قلب سليم يطلب التقوى إلهي صرت في ظرف عصيب فاكشف البلوى فيا ربي أنا.
Welcome back to Perspective. This evening we're speaking to Haroon Noormahomed. He was invited to the inauguration of Amina Fakim Gurib, who is the first female president of Mauritius and only the third on the African continent. She's also a scientist. She's been to South Africa with the United Nations or with the African Union to obviously talk about various aspects of her work, but now she's been selected as a ceremonial or inaugurated as a ceremonial president of Mauritius. Now, Haroon, coming back onto you, she's now been selected as the Mauritius president. What do you think her priorities are for Mauritius?
Her priorities for Mauritius would be based on her education, being a scientist, environment, new technologies.
Yes.
All other aspects that come into her mind, you know. And the position she's holding, I'm sure she's going to introduce a lot of these new environment facilities and other things that could encompass the economy of Mauritius.
Okay. Now, you were mentioning before the break that the population of Mauritius is made up of Muslims and Hindus, and Muslims are a minority. Now we're seeing in various parts of the world, especially in India and Kashmir, that there's sort of tensions between Muslims and Hindus. Now, in Mauritius, obviously Amina has become the first Muslim president. How is the Hindus' reaction towards a Muslim becoming the first president of Mauritius?
Mauritius, I think, is a very free society. Like South Africa, we don't have tension yet. Yes. Neither does Mauritius. She's from a minority, but she's also was chancellor of the universities. In fact, I think they should be grateful that such a qualified woman of her caliber is the president. So I don't think there's a friction of religion as far as I see in Mauritius.
With regards to freedom of religion and freedom of choice in Mauritius, being a Muslim, do you think that she's giving the right of religion to all religions in Mauritius, especially not maybe imposing her view of the way the country should be run as a Muslim perspective, as opposed to having a free democratic society?
No, I think she's Mauritian first.
Yes.
And that's what is important.
All right. Now, again, I want to just go back slightly. A ceremonial president. So if she's going to be focusing on all these other aspects of being the president, like the country, the scientist part of it, everything, who's going to be actually doing the politics of the country?
The politics of the country is run by the Prime Minister and his cabinet, of which there are 2 Muslims
Yes.
also in the cabinet. But that's their policies. But the overall, she's ceremonial. She can give in an input.
Absolutely. Now, why I'm asking that question?
Yes, you are certainly welcome.
Why I'm asking the question is because, for me, and it's just my opinion, it seems that while you're the president of the country, you're only there because of a certain aspect. Do you think that is not maybe fulfilling the full capacity of being a president of a country?
No, I think they had a huge choice. But I think after being Muslim, being woman, the party found the asset, and she was the ideal time for the party, and the party won in Mauritius. It's people are very happy over her coming in. There's so much respect for her, and she's a contributor towards their society.
Okay. With regards to the party choosing her as a candidate for the presidency, I'm not sure maybe you were able to give any input on that, but what made them decided to put her forward as a candidate for the presidency of Mauritius?
I don't think I'll be able to comment much on her, but I know as a person she's not a politician.
Gee.
I suppose being Mauritius, being female, being so qualified,
Yes.
the party never even expected to win. I mean, the world has acknowledged her. So it's an asset to the party, to the country, that Amina is the president of Mauritius.
While there is obviously a way forward, I agree with it 100%. Again, just on the politics part, she hasn't got that experience of politics. Do you think, in your opinion, and obviously you can't speak for her, that she's in a way able to handle the pressures that come with being with the president of Mauritius, with regards to not the scientific part, but with regards to the political part of it?
Oh no, she's a very matured woman, so I don't see where she won't interfere in the politics of the country, but she will be able to handle the situation as it arises, if need be.
Of course. Now, through on a Twitter handle, for those that want to know, her Twitter handle is at AGURIBFAKIM. That's the @ sign at AGURIBFAKIM. Now, at the Twitter handle, she modestly describes herself as a professor, a managing director at the CEFA, a chemist, a gardener, a photographer, and a writer of books on the flora of tropics, medicinal plants. Can you tell us some of the work she's involved in, or some of the projects she's involved in?
Well, before becoming president, as you have said, that is what she was involved in.
Yes.
There's a beautiful site which people can look into, where she speaks of the humble plants and the most beautiful stuff. She was based on plants and everything. I think for the viewers to see would be going into the Twitter, Facebook, Google, whatever way, go into Amina Gharib Fakim, see the personality of this woman coming, see the way the background, the humbleness, the brilliantness. And this is what inspired us to come here today, so that our women also must feel that they are capable of leading.
Absolutely.
Why shouldn't they feel so? They must lead businesses, they must become presidents of countries. Our Muslim women are the diamond of our communities. We cannot leave them behind. She's the Kohinoor, of course, of the diamonds. But all of the women that are getting educated in whatever way, Amina is to be looked upon as your leader. You must embrace her. The lines is Mauritius or South Africa, it's just lines that divide us. The Ummah is the same. She's one of us. And this is what matters, that one of us is there, and she's going to lead. And this is history in the making. You can't not be part of her. Embrace her.
Absolutely.
And inshallah, we'll get her into South Africa to come and visit.
Inshallah. Now, with regards to Mauritius, I mean, a lot of people that I know, many tourists in South Africa, across the world, always go to Mauritius for holidays and everything. Has she since becoming president of Mauritius, have we seen a remarkable, possibly increase in tourism in the Mauritius Islands?
She's there for a month now.
Yes.
Okay, Mauritius is very happy people. A lot of tourism, very safe country, alhamdulillah. So the economy is good, I think better than ours at the moment. It's moved, it's gone into a lot of financial services besides tourism. It's sugar, but sugar is down these days. Generally, I found it's a stable, growing economy with a lot of happy people. And we as Muslims should be proud of the fact that Amina Gharib Fakim is the president of Mauritius.
Okay. Now, I like a very nice saying that was quoted in one of the newspapers of Amina Fakim Gharib, and she says, when she was asked how she progressed into politics, she said, and I quote, "I did not choose politics, but politics chose me." So we got just a few minutes left. With regards to her inauguration, maybe quickly in just a minute, how did her parents react to her inauguration?
This is the best question that you have asked me. 84-year-old teacher, mother and father living, with tears on their eyes, tells me in Urdu, I do speak Urdu, that I used to bring Amina on the bicycle at the back and take her to school. At that time, schooling in Mauritius, you had to pay for it. I'm a teacher, and today, alhamdulillah, Allah has witnessed me seeing my daughter taking the highest rank of office. Oh, it was so touching. Which parents would not be proud? And yet so simple. If you see the photos, which I'm sure the ITV will show you at the end, the simplicity, the humbleness of the family of Amina, the brilliance, a teacher's daughter reaching a rank of president of Mauritius. And he invited, and they come, and tears in their eyes, and they see their daughter reaching the highest office. I mean, it's just a great feeling. This was a fairy tale.
Haroon Noormahomed, Jazakallah so much for coming on to Perspective. And I'm sure that Amina is your good friend. You can pass on our sort of congratulations on her being inaugurated as president, and maybe we can visit her soon, inshallah.
Thank you for inviting me, Faizel Patel. I will take this video and show it to Amina.
Absolutely, Jazakallah.
I'm sure she'll be glad to see both of us.
I'm very delighted on that.
And thanks for inviting.
Absolutely, absolute pleasure to have you on. Unfortunately, we've come to the end of another edition of Perspective. Absolutely a riveting talk on Amina Fakim Gharib, who's become the first female president, Muslim female president of Mauritius, and the third only on the continent of Africa. It was an absolute pleasure to have Haroon Noormahomed in here. He attended her inauguration. Remember, you can interact with me by sending me a mail on Faizel at itvnetworks.tv. Drop me a tweet on @Faizi143, or you can even comment on facebook.com/Faizel Patel. Let me know your thoughts and comments on the first female president of Mauritius, the third president only in Africa, and maybe even Amina Fakim Gharib can comment on my Twitter handle. Like Brother Noormahomed said, that he will pass on the video, inshallah. From myself, Faizel Patel, and the magnificent team here at ITV, fi amanillah, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
أناجي الحق في ليل بهيم أصدق النجوى وأدعو الله من قلب سليم يطلب التقوى أناجي الحق في ليل بهيم أصدق النجوى وأدعو الله من قلب سليم يطلب التقوى صرت في ظرف عصيب فاكشف البلوى فيا ربي أنا عبد لرد الضيم لا يقوى